Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's gratitude and affirmation practice. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, fun story time. The reason why you're getting a video of me in my car and not outside is because I legitimately cannot take the sensation of another bug bite. And I'm going to try and walk the dogs later, go run. That's enough outside time to get even more bit up. Walking the dogs instead of taking them into the yard, because every time I seem to get like 5 to 6 bites. So, and that's staying outside for not even 5 minutes. So yes. Also, second fun story time. So video yesterday. The video I posted yesterday, right after I took that, I was still in that same spot. I went to type myself a note in my phone, closed my eyes for a second to think about something, and then woke up 2 hours later, still in like phone in hand and like on the side of the couch, just out cold. I don't even remember falling asleep. I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I must have been so tired. I must have really, really needed sleep. So, first, gratitude. Very, very grateful that I still got additional sleep. And, that it was cool. I think the rain yesterday just really took me out, as well as just working to sit with myself through growth. Number 2, oh my gosh, my breakfast was like the most delicious thing. Because remember, I only had like a couple Oreos and like a little snack packets for dinner, which is fine, but oh, that was just delicious, delicious breakfast. And it was cooler outside today. Number 3, grateful it was overcast and cool out. I wonder if it's going to rain later, but it should make for like really good running weather. Number 4 for the day. So, have a session with a new client scheduled for next Saturday. I'm really excited. You guys know I love helping people. I love meeting people and helping them get to live their best lives, work through whatever they need to work through in the moment, be hold very safe and supportive space, so that way they can recognize, the strength within themselves. And so just bring it on. So I'm very excited about that. It's also her birthday, or a birthday session, so cool. Number 5 for the day. Another thing that I did, let's see, I escalated the car thing yesterday. Sometimes I have to think back to what I did put in for time off for the Reiki session, and then I feel like there was other things that, it was a little bit of a parking situation, and so I had to sort that out yesterday. They were cleaning, and I just didn't know. I woke up to a parking violation, which thankfully it was only $20. Again, didn't know, so I'm going to pay that. But very grateful it was just that. Grateful for one of the businesses letting me park there until I could get the situation sorted. And glad I don't have to deal with that anymore. I'm going to be less stressed with that. Are we on 5 or 6? Okay, we'll just do 5 again. I had the best salad of my life. The freshest tomato, a cucumber from a garden. I have half of it left to use tomorrow. I used my last avocado. And then if you guys want flavors to stand out in salads and other foods, little bit of salt, like the tiniest little bit. And so I put just a bit of salt, and the flavors, just, it was delicious. You guys know I love food, and that was one of the best moments of my day. Best moment. Number 6, I did, instead of going out and getting food yesterday, I went out and got myself food today. My week has been very busy, and there's been a lot of planning. There's been a lot of productivity when it comes to the workday. And so I have not had a chance yet to cook the additional food. So everything actually really worked out. And so I got Chipotle and, of course, a bubble tea. I'm getting to the point, though, where I think I just want a Thai tea. And I don't necessarily care about the boba anymore. But I think because I've had so much of it, that's usually what happens. I'll get a lot of something and then figure out what I really want. Or like with ice cream. I don't know. Ever since I started asking myself the question, why am I such a physically fit person? I have just not wanted ice cream. It could also be the fact that if you were here with me about a year and a half ago, I did a no sugar challenge, gave you guys some of the results of that. I still need to post those videos, but one of the things was I uncovered stories about food, and one of them was ice cream, because that was the only thing that my family really had consistently growing up in terms of like food that wasn't healthy for you. And so I don't know if it's also because I have worked through so much past patterns and framework, like maybe the release of that was part of it, which is really interesting to think about. I didn't consider that until now. But so got food. That is a number 6 and number 6. 7. Very grateful that I'm just going to decompress. We have things that I want to do this weekend, people I'm going to see, places to be, but it's going to be really good. It's going to be really good to get caught up on things this weekend. And one of the things I'm doing tonight, podcast with John, literally right after this. So in about 15 minutes, I podcast with him. That episode is going to be up, I'm going to say by tomorrow. So I'm still going to try and edit it and get it up tonight. But one of the things I'm definitely going to do for myself is go running, because I have not really had a chance to get a lot of exercise. I'm feeling, I'm not feeling like myself, which means that like I have to get moving again. Number 8 for the day. I did try and talk to my aunt, but she's working late, so I might call her tomorrow. I have, it's First Saturday tomorrow, hanging out with a new friend, and maybe I'll ask my brother and sister-in-law if they want to hang out this weekend. So, things to look forward to. And I'm going to get a good night's, I'm going to sleep in. Oh, it's going to be so good. Number 9. 9 for the day. Oh, what else? I feel like there was another thing. There's always it's so funny because I'm doing so many things for myself that I do forget to tell you, and I'll remember it the next day and go, oh yes, that's what it was. 9 for the day. I am very grateful for this. We are working on a more consistent bedtime schedule. I just happened to fall asleep on the couch, but I did fall asleep earlier than what it normally is. So there's that. And then 10 for the day. Ooh, what do we want 10 to be? I am grateful. So grateful I did do a little bit with figuring out the applications I'm going to use for my book, because I'm going to copy between now and Sunday. I'm copying things over into the template, and then I don't know when it's going to come out because it's dependent on when I get confirmation that the story is done. I know that doesn't even make sense. It makes sense to me. It'll make sense later, but I'm just going with the flow on it. But I'm at least going to get caught up until now, and so it's going to live somewhere else. I'm going to have a backup of it, which that also is going to lower my stress, because these stories are they're so beautiful. Okay. Oh, and I need to get stuff off my phone because I have 9 minutes left. The message of the day. So yesterday we talked about, like, are you going deeper within yourself? Are you letting yourself collapse? Are you getting to the point where the framework completely breaks down? That was probably more eloquent than when I put it yesterday, because looking back, I realized how tired I was. But remember how I said that letting yourself collapse is actually just giving you time back the next day? That is exactly how I felt today. And while I had a lot of stuff happening and running around, like, I still did stuff for myself and planned out the day. So let's talk about building, how do you know? No, that's not what I want to say. What do you do in the collapse, right? How do we take everything that we've learned about the embodiment of self, the acceptance of self, allowing yourself to collapse and not rebuild right away, but what do you do in the bottom? So let me explain how it feels like to me, because then maybe this will resonate with you guys, and perhaps we all have different processes. I'm not sure, but here's my process. A lot of my life was built around performance. It was never about being perfect, right? And I started realizing that something was amiss when I was writing. Because your brain will give you clues throughout your life of like those little things that like just they stick out to you, but like there's something about it, but it doesn't really make sense and there's no reason for it to stick out for you. Pay attention to those. That is your brain telling you something's off, something's off. I think something's off, but I don't know what. That's a framework, right? So when you're going through life, and if you have the rose-colored glasses, that's a very, I guess, basic or simplified. That is a very simplified belief system framework that everyone's kind of heard about. Oh, you have your rose-colored tinted glasses on when you're in a relationship. You're only seeing like the good in the person. When you have a belief system at play, when you have a belief system within a framework that you have constructed your life around, the reason why it feels like we're going through a death, and the reason why it feels like everything's collapsing around you and you just don't know what to do, and then like coming out of it, you just don't feel right and nothing is really matching up, that's because the house collapsed. Rightly so. And if something was an absolute truth for you, it would not collapse. Okay? Because, and like, I want to get to a point where like we're talking about this more in society, the house collapse, the energetic, emotional, physical, spiritual collapse, as just this very natural process. It's the same thing of when people say like what's meant for you will never pass you by. The same concept where if something's not for you, it will just leave your life, and you know, you can rest assured that that is not for you. So the process is performance, but performance so that way it was avoiding pain, and performance of I have to follow the process because if I don't, this happens. And so I'm also a builder, a go-getter, and couple those two together, and I didn't realize for a very, I think, long time in life that a lot of that was just built on toxic framework. And so then I got to a point where I kept like collapsing, but then I would be like, no, I'm going to keep going. And then I just pick myself back up and keep going. And the framework never fully collapsed. And so take into account what my last year was, and then going through the most, not toxic, not debilitating. These are words that are coming to mind, which are probably accurate, but traumatic. The most traumatic thing that I have gone through, it was a whole death of self. But I think what I'm going through now is a collapse of the framework of how I was viewing life. And you could say like the glasses, like whatever helps visually, that's where I'm at now. But instead of doing what happened in the past, because I also recognize how much of my life was performance and not so much true authenticity, and the fact that a new concept I've thought about is authenticity could still be performance. You could still be performing authenticity instead of embodying authenticity. What a wild concept, right? And I know I'm bouncing around here. I have 2 minutes left on my phone. So to summarize all of this, when you get to the collapse part, when you're just sitting in the bottom and you're like, what do I do now? If you want to move through it slowly, if you aren't as stressed about rebuilding, if you're not going immediately into rebuilding, you're in the right place. And so sometimes we just have to sit with ourselves in the bottom to start to figure out, like, where is the actual foundation. So your goal when you're in the bottom, and you're in the collapse and you're like, okay, like I want to do something, I just don't know what, that's awesome. I think that's a healthy place to be. And so then it's really just checking in yourself and like what feels good. So that's gonna be the message for the day. Let's do affirmations really quick. Number 1, as always, I'm divinely guided and supported. I can ask for help whenever I need to. With gratitude, I humbly ask for help today. Number 2, I love myself deeply, fully, and completely. I accept all of my being. I am in my power and my energy. Number 3, I'm a person that everything works out for easily, effortlessly, quickly, in my highest favor, with me fully supported and for the good of all. Number 4, everything is already worked out for me. I can be in my fun, joy, and play state of receiving. Number 5, sleep is my divine practice. Deep, refreshing, peaceful, healing, soul-refreshing sleep is available to me each and every night. Claim it tonight, every night. Number 6, what a beautiful, amazing day to be alive. Let's claim today our accomplishments. Appreciate the fact we're having these powerful, amazing experiences and that we can co-create them. Number 7, I choose again. I have chosen so much better for myself. I don't have anything to stress over. Number 8, I allow myself to just be present. Number 9, today's a brand new moment, fresh start. Tomorrow's a brand new day, fresh day. And 10 for the day. Breathe easily, deeply, and powerfully in the sanctuary of bliss, peace, and protection where I powerfully reside. I have 4 seconds left. Love you guys. What are you grateful for?